What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another review. Today we are reviewing the latest Jason Statham action movie, The Beekeeper. I'm not gonna lie, my expectations going into this one exactly super high. From the trailers, it just looked like a pretty average action movie that I'd seen a million times before. I mean, even Jason Statham has done these type of movies over and over again. He's kind of just typecast himself into that role, whether it's Hobbs and Shaw or Transporter or even the Fast and Furious movies he's in. It's all pretty much the same thing, and I was expecting this to be another kind of rendition of that, just with him doing an absolutely terrible American accent, because in the trailer his accent was so bad. It was so bad, and I can confirm that in the movie his accent is just as bad. They even tried to justify it. I don't know if this was originally written into the script or they had to write it in afterwards because his accent was terrible. The woman literally has to ask him, "Why do you sound so British?" Or maybe because he's actually British, but like he's like, yeah, I lived there. I was like, why couldn't he just be British then? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Like, you're kind of acknowledging the problem. You might just let him have his normal accent. It doesn't really change anything about the movie. But the whole plot of The Beekeeper is basically that Jason Statham is a beekeeper. Well, he technically is an actual beekeeper because he keeps bees, but he was also like the fucking top super secret agent, ninja, American spy, whatever the fuck he was. He's basically just Iron Man. Like, he can kill anyone, he can kill anything. He's above every government rank. And basically, he's just the bold version of John Wick that doesn't take any damage. Like, nobody can harm him. And then from that point on, I mean, if you've seen the trailer, you kind of know the plot. He rents some land from a woman. The woman gets caught in a phishing scam. She loses all her money, including some charity money that she was managing. She then decides to suicide, and from that point on, it's just Jason Statham reaping his revenge by killing everyone up the ladder. I guess this is a bit of a spoiler, but it's not really. It's that the head scammer's mum is the president of the United States. That's just ridiculous in itself, but the movie is kind of ridiculous in itself too. There's also this weird side plot of like the woman's daughter who's in the FBI, who, by the way, is going to be one of the worst characters of the year. Like last year, the sidekick, the woman from Indiana Jones, was definitely the worst character of the year. This woman was very close to being almost identically the same annoying type of character. Like, she pissed me off to no end. Her arc was pointless. Her being in the movie was pointless. The whole FBI presence in the movie was pointless. But yeah, she just kind of chases him around. All in all, the plot is kind of ridiculous, but it does kind of make for a fun spin. They kind of tried to do like the whole scam phishing thing as like the villains, which, I mean, the way they did it is they represented the villains as like fucking crypto bros, like fucking finance bros, fucking like just finance nerds who are like into crypto, like the type of guys who are selling Bored Ape NFTs. Like, that's what Josh Hutcherson is playing. Like, that's his whole character, which is kind of ironic considering most call centers are like in India. I mean, I guess they didn't want to rock the boat with that, but I think it would be kind of funny, and it would be interesting for him to, start in India and then trace it all the way back to the US and then do that. That could have also been a plot, but I guess they didn't want to do that. I don't know. I think that would have been cool. But the crypto bro thing is fine as well. It was more of like a MLM marketing mixed with crypto bro than an actual call center scam. But hey, it works. It works somewhat. Like, the plot isn't horrible, but it's very basic. And the amount of B jokes, by the way, I want to say the amount of B jokes, the unnecessary amount of B jokes. Like, it's just ridiculous. They didn't need to insert this many B jokes into the movie. I know it's called The Beekeeper, but at the same time, I didn't need like a B movie level of ridiculousness with the puns and stuff. It wasn't necessary. And so, in terms of the characters, I mean, not really any of them have much depth. Like, Jason Statham's character is literally just a no-name mercenary type of guy. He doesn't really have any backstory. His only backstory is that he was a beekeeper, and that's like I said, super secret agent, top of the line killer guy who just can solve all the problems the regular army can't, or the regular FBI or whoever it is can't solve. Does Jason Statham do a good job with it? I mean, apart from the shitty accent, I mean, this is Jason Statham's bread and butter, just action movie. So if he wasn't good at it by now, I'd be disappointed. But yeah, his performance is fine. His accent is really, really bad. The only thing that bothered me about it was that, like, at least in John Wick may have like this crazy, he can't die, he can kill everybody, but at least he takes damage. At least, people shoot him, he gets stabbed, he gets hit by cars, and it somewhat affects his performance. Jason Statham, I don't know how many people he killed, how many fucking SWAT guys and fucking secret agents and all this he fought and killed, and he didn't take any damage right until the last part of the movie, where some one-legged South African guy just stabbed him. And that's the only damage he managed to take in the entire movie, which I found kind of ridiculous. In terms of Josh Hutcherson as the villain, I mean, it's nice to see him doing more roles after Hunger Games. Obviously, he did Five Nights at Freddy's, which I like that movie as well. He was pretty good in this. He plays like a very douchey crypto bro-esque guy, and he does a good job with it. Like, it wasn't anything special, but it was pretty good. In terms of the other characters, there's not really much mentioning except like the FBI daughter, which I already talked about. She is literally the most annoying character. Like, from line one in the movie, she called him Winnie the Pooh. And at that point, I was like, yeah, she's gonna be a dreadful, annoying character. And I don't know what they were going for with this character, to be honest. She like goes from supporting him because he's avenging her mother's honor to like having some weird moral problems. So she didn't have moral problems early in the movie when she's drunk on the job and trying to and wanting to fucking kill bad guys and that shit. Like, it's very, very weird, her arc. And then at the end, she decides to guard the bad guys and help the bad guy out. And then right at the last moment of the movie, she can redeem it all by either taking Jason Statham's side or not. So she can let him get away or not let him get away. She decides to let him get away. So what was the whole point of her being there? Like, she's not funny. She provides no value to the movie. I just don't understand it. She was just annoying to me. On the positive note, her FBI partner is actually quite a good character. He's actually quite entertaining. You know, most of the other characters are fine except Alfred, who, like, the guy looks like he should be playing butlers, not like former head of CIA's. Like, I don't know what kind of aura they were going for, but the guy who's meant to be protecting Josh Hutcherson's character, I don't know why it grinded me. I feel like he should be playing Alfred in Batman rather than former CIA director. Also, I want to briefly mention the script. I mean, it's an action movie. I don't expect the script to be revolutionary, and so yeah, I wasn't expecting anything revolutionary in dialogue in this movie, but it's just so poor. It's like I could have wrote it. Like, the amount of really cringy B jokes, no, it's just cringe. It's not. I mean, I guess it works a little bit, but some of them are so bad that they're not even bad funny, they're just bad. But overall, I mean, I think I covered it really. It's just a very bang average action movie starring Jason Statham, and if you like that, I mean, I wasn't bored throughout. Like, it was quite entertaining. If you like that kind of stuff, then you'll like this movie. Or inevitably, when it comes to streaming, and if you can watch it there, because I don't feel like this movie is really worth leaving your house for. But if you like watching movies, then you might as well. But yeah, that's all I got. I'll see you all in the next one.